And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego, and we have the man, the tackle master himself, Mr. Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. We're going to be talking about big sale coming up and a lot more. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR-certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
It's time once again for the spectacular Fred Hall Show, March 2nd through 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center. The world-class international fishing, hunting, and travel show. 5 full days of family fun. Enjoy the ultimate air dogs, duck races, live music, and more. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. Celebrate the joy of fishing, hunting, boating, and outdoor recreation at the nation's #1 show. The Fred Hall Show, March 2nd through 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Get all the details at fredhall.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. It's the day. Both bosses in studio. I'm here. I'm bright-eyed. I've got no sleep with the baby, but I didn't let that stop me. I'm dressed right, ready to roll.
You look fired up.
I got both the bosses here, man. I got to look good today. Like, I got to be on my best behavior.
Yeah. Good morning, Doug Kern.
Morning. How we doing?
Hey, doing great. We're very excited for a lot of things here.
Yeah,
upcoming fishing season and something happening at Fisherman's Landing Tackle next weekend, right?
Well, there's something in the air every year this time of the year. You start getting these Santa Ana days, the sun shining. You're just wondering, are the yellowtail going to start biting? And I have 2 trees in my backyard, and when they start pushing their little white blossoms, that's
the dogwoods.
I call them, they're fruitless pear trees.
Oh.
And when those things bloom, it's spot on. The yellowtail are going to start biting, and I go out there every day, and it's like, come on.
So, I got to stop you. You're probably not aware of this. When you were in El Salto, Corey and I were talking about you and your yellowtail tree. You call it.
I do.
Mark Wish specifically wanted to know exactly what tree that was, and we jokingly go, "It's a yellowtail tree," because when when those things blossom, there's local yellowtail to be had. And
that's right.
You came in telling the boys like, you guys should probably look in La Jolla. There's there's probably some yellowtail around. And like that day, RC and Brandon had both been out and like both caught yellowtail.
No kidding.
That thing knows, man.
It's been pretty spot on. Those trees have been there for 20 years now, and when they bloom, it's time to go yellowtail fishing. Yep.
And it won't be far before Coronado Islands start blooming too.
No,
right?
I just can't wait.
I know.
We were down by the water yesterday, and crystal clear Santa Ana Day. I could see the Coronado Islands, and I just wanted to be there so bad.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Before the blow last week, Brandon and his guys at Bite Sport Fishing went and whacked the sea bass at Catalina too.
I know.
And Brandon texted me that photo. He said like classic Catalina style, which we haven't seen in a long time.
No.
So, yeah. So let's hope
feeling good,
that this
dude.
is all
Jet's
going on,
feeling
right?
good.
Well, I love the spring, and then we've got the added dynamic of the bluefin. There's already a couple of rumors of some not super local, but localish bluefin around.
Okay.
And so we'll see if that materializes.
Not surprising, right?
No,
No,
I mean, it's
totally.
around. We already know that.
Yeah.
And the commercial guys got done in a matter of weeks. So that's done. They're not going to be picking on the schools, and we know the fish are there, and there's been fish to the west, down to the south. There's been even a little bit local, like outside the rock pile there for a minute. And it's gonna be sooner than later, I have a feeling.
It's so crazy just to think about that commercial fleet, like something that traditionally took them months to do, now literally happens in a matter of weeks. You know what I mean? Like it was a couple of weeks last year, it was a few weeks this year. I mean, that used to go on for months at a time.
It did, but they also had no quota. And so now that they have a quota and the fishing is so dang good, it's like a double helper for the sport fleet.
Yeah. So now with this fish coming in, you need tackle.
You do
and
need tackle.
Tackle's been a challenge this past year or two, right?
It's very challenging, and anybody that has seen the ships all the way down, almost like outside of Colonette and up to Oxnard, and outside of Long Beach, waiting to get into LA Harbor, that's all our tackle sitting on those ships. But we have orders that are a year old that are trickling in a little at a time, and we have a fair amount of stock. There's some key items missing for sure, but we've got a lot of stuff, and we're going to share it next week with everybody. I think everybody by now knows we love doing shows. We love taking care of our customers. We love doing promotions. So we have Sale at the Docks. It's going to be next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and 27th.
I like that. Sale at the Docks.
Sale at the Docks.
Because there's not going to be a day at the docks.
Unfortunately.
And there's not going to, you're not going to be attending any shows. So.
No, we're not going to do trade shows because we didn't know if we would have any inventory. And with the early start of the season the last few years, we just didn't think that we could take our entire personnel and displace them. We're probably going to be open from 4:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night come showtime. So we're going to do a show here at the shop, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a second one. We usually do a couple of trade shows, so we thought we'd sort of replace that feel with some in-store. So we've got a ton of good specials. Everything across the board, from rods, reels, line, lures, clothing, tackle boxes, accessories, just about everything in the shop. And I think a lot of people remember we did the same thing last year, and it was a huge success. We had so many reels lined up to get free line, because any reel that you buy, you're going to get, for every $1 you spend, you get a free yard of Spectra. And,
what?
And so we filled every reel we sold, and
it was so gnarly.
It went on 2 line machines, 2 guys all day long, and then a lot of the guys live local, and they said, we'll just come back, later in the week. And so we had a whole stack of reels there just waiting to get picked up. And
that's going to happen again?
It's going to happen again, yeah.
Whoa.
Yes,
wow.
It is.
Now, so we all know that inventory's been tough. Your favorite Talica or whatever. Well, no, we don't have that. It may be coming in.
Yep.
Do you have stock?
We have stock. Here's just a great one. This week, and I can tell you the last 2 to 3 years, this has been non-existent or gone by March. we just got in a bunch of Trinidad 20s and long jig sticks from CalStar.
No
We haven't
way.
had that for a year.
Wow.
So, you know, and I mean, perfect timing. We're coming into the surface iron bluefin, the surface iron yellowtail.
Yeah.
And so many people called and came in last year so dejected because we didn't have that. And we're loaded on that one right now, and we'll see how long it lasts.
So if you buy a Trinidad 20, you'll fill it with Spectra for free?
Yes. So it's a $500 reel, so you'll get up to 500 yards of free Spectra.
Wow.
Which will fill that thing, no problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
What about, I'm just going to kind of wish.
Just throw it out.
What about Talica 50? The ultimate big bluefin reel. Do you have any of those?
We have plenty.
Come on. Seriously?
So, let me just say this. When things got super tough to find last year, Doug did not mess around at all. And every day he would just be like, well, I found 2 more. I ordered this. I got this. And like, it's going to be very tough. There's no doubt. Inventory is hard to gather. Like, Doug went crazy.
He found it.
We're good.
We have a customer, a longtime friend customer, loves to ride the half-day boats. He's been on long range. He's been on Frank's boats, and he's a cabinet maker. And we put him to work this winter building new cabinets to store all these reels.
Wow.
Yeah, Doug was literally walking around like in our back storage space, like up in the roof, like, hey, we could put a shelf up there. And
I found 6 feet.
Yeah, we could we could probably stack another 12 reels up there if we had that. Okay, let's get Kurt down here.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
So you buy a Talica 50,
Yep.
and you can fill it for free with Spectra.
Yeah, so that's a $1,000 reel, so you're going to get up to 1,000 yards of free Spectra.
Will that do it?
It should do it, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, 130 pound. Some guys will go 200, depending on the conditions and what you're going to use it for. But
Yeah.
you know, a lot of that's going to be your kite rig and that kind of thing. And guys double that, you know, going down to Cabo and
Sure.
and you know, private boat yacht style fishing. So it's got a lot of uses.
Now, you said rods. I mean, rods have been tough. Good rods like CalStars have been almost impossible to find. You have CalStar?
We're starting to see a trickle of CalStar. And the ones we're getting now are some of the ones that we ordered for the trade shows back in 2020.
Yeah, not 2021, 2020.
2020.
And so, you know, they have, if you can imagine, they have Hypalon, reel seats, fiberglass, graphite, guides, tips, finish, and labor. And if one of those components is missing, they can't build rods. Well, Fuji changed their style of guides mid-year and ran out of guides about a year ago. And so the rod manufacturers have had a difficult time building rods. Maybe they get the graphite in and maybe they have the labor so they can build a few blanks, but they can't put a reel seat on it if it's a Fuji reel seat, or some of the other manufacturers too. You know, they had supply chain issues.
And some of the other manufacturers would like make a pivot and use a different manufacturer's guide, which you know, in many cases is fine. But CalStar's never been that way. It's been a highest quality. They feel that Fuji guide is the single best guide, so nothing else goes on that
That's
rod.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but we're seeing every week, and I was just over at the shop and I saw a little pile of jig sticks over there, CalStar West Coast jig sticks, and you know, like, okay. And I know we got maybe 3 shipments of jig sticks over the last month or so, and we're getting some rods now every week. It's not nearly everything that we have on order, but you can just see that things are starting to loosen up, starting to flow. They did have a little shortage of graphite for a minute, but that's all back in stock. So little by little, we're starting to see some CalStars, and there's no way they're going to keep up any of them with the demand when the tuna hit and everything goes crazy again.
Sure.
So
get it now.
Well, yeah.
And it's going to, wait a minute, it's going to be on sale too?
Yes.
Okay, why?
This is just what we've always done. We truly care about our customers.
Yeah.
You know, half of the fun of this time of year is going to the shows, buying their new outfit, getting stocked up on fluorocarbon, buying, you know, all the jigs they're going to use if they're going to go down to Baja or, you know, fish locally. And we just can't ignore that. So we're going to do it for 2 days, and then we're probably going to do another one later in the spring.
Okay.
And just give everybody their shot to come down and shake hands with us and hang out. And Steve Carson is going to do a seminar on Saturday, and that'll be in midday. We haven't determined the exact time, but probably around 11 o'clock.
That's awesome.
And his most popular seminar and articles that he writes about now is the 5 outfits you absolutely have to go local bluefin fishing. I mean, what a perfectly timely,
Sure.
and people just love to hear that, because it's used to be pretty easy. You had your 20-pound bait stick and your 40-pound bait stick and your yo-yo rod and your trolling rod, and you went albacore fishing, but it's not that easy anymore.
No.
And but if you can take these 5 outfits, you can literally do any style of fishing, from live bait to knife jigs to flat falls to deep dropping a live bait, flying fish, both natural and artificial. I mean, all the methods you can do with these 5 outfits and catch a 20 to a 300-pound tuna.
And that'll be Saturday.
Sorry, he's only going to do the Saturday, not the Sunday.
We'll let you know next Saturday what time that will be.
Yep, and check our Instagram. We're on there every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last week we heard from Ted from Gamakatsu. There's going to be a great sale on Gamakatsu too.
Yep.
Gamakatsu hooks.
Yep. Basically, all hooks are going to be buy any 2, get 1 free, equal or lesser value type deal, like it always is. But you can mix and match brands, styles.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Yep, and same with jigs. Any kind of lure jig.
Like sea falcons?
Yes.
Buy 2, get 1
Buy
free.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
Wow.
Right?
And then some manufacturers are throwing in a little extra swag, depending on... So this is a blanket across-the-board, store-wide sale. But then there will be some times where, maybe like JRI is going to give, if you buy 4 jigs... So that's buy 2 twice. So buy 4 jigs, we give you 2 free jigs. He's going to give you yet another one. So you buy 4, you get 7.
Right?
What?
I know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Buy 4, you get 7.
Yeah. So there's, and I don't think there's anyone going to be able to mention all these specials, but
including the DWs.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
All of them.
Wow.
Everything. Everything's got a JRI
JRI
name on it.
Wow.
It's like I said, it's our pull out everything we got. I mean, it's everything that we would be normally doing at the trade shows, but we're doing it at home, and we don't have the opportunity to go see all our friends up there. So we're just going to open up the doors and give them all the deals at home.
Sure. Seaguar fluorocarbon. Now, come on. Everybody knows it's Seaguar fluorocarbon is like a must-have, especially that gold label.
Yes.
You're not going to have a sale on that, are you?
Well, first of all, they've done something really cool. They came up with, I don't know exactly if it has a name, but it's a pouch, it's a leader keeper, whatever you want to call it, that holds 6 of their spools of fluorocarbon. And if you buy, and I think they changed it, but if you buy 4 spools, I think it is, of gold label, they give you this for free.
Wow.
And we're doing buy 2, get 1 free. So that's 33% off right there just on the
buy
fluorocarbon.
2, get 1 free on any Seaguar fluorocarbon?
On any Seaguar, it doesn't matter what color. You can get a pink one, a gold one, and a blue one. You can,
Any
you
mix
can
and
mix and match.
So you could get a gold, a blue, and a premier.
Yes.
And buy 2, get 1 free.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
any size, any color, anything, mix and match, totally fine. Buy 2, get 1 free.
And then you get the pouch if you buy 4.
And then if you buy 4 of them, you get the pouch. So you're going to buy 4, you're going to end up with 6, which coincidentally is what that pouch holds.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, I mean, a lot of guys will just do their 25, 30, 40, 50, and 60 and have their local pouch ready to go.
And that's something we should note is that now Seaguar Gold Label now comes in 80, 60, and 50,
right.
which is new for this past year.
It is. And
which
we
is
sold that
huge.
stuff like crazy because that finicky
yeah.
bluefin bait deal, sometimes 50-pound test, you pick the right bait, use 50-pound gold, which is a little stealthier. The guys that are getting bit on 30 and getting chewed off, you're getting bit and landing your fish.
Yes, sir.
Our Guadalupe trip, I fished that 80-pound and 60-pound gold label almost exclusively. It got bit fantastic, and there were times when you needed to, quote-unquote, you need to fish 60 to get a bite. Well, that gold 80 was so skinny you're still fishing an 80-pound line when it takes 60 pound to get a bite. So you're still being stealthy, but you got the advantage of having a heavy line.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm such
awesome.
a big fan.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. Hey, we haven't even started.
Yeah. We got the guru, man.
Yeah.
Today's the day with having Doug. It's one of my favorite shows, and there's just not a man alive that knows more about fishing tackle than Doug. I mean, boy, whether it's recommendations on what you need, info about the big sale, all the great stuff, it's going to be a great time today, and we'd love to hear from you. If you want to join us and be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, give us a call at 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. You can tell it's going to be a busy day because we only have 2 phone lines open, and we haven't even hardly started the show yet. So again, 213-432-1090. You got a question for Doug, or text the show. We're absolutely doing Text the Show again today. It's been hugely popular, very fun. It's only available via the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download on your Apple or your Android phone. Just search Let's Talk Hookup. As soon as you open up that app, you'll see the option of where you can text the show and send your questions, and make sure to include your contact information because we are giving away a really cool prize today. And how the prize gets given away, if you're not familiar, we basically take all of the callers and then we take all the texters. We pull a potential winner from each one of those columns, and at the end of the show, we're going to have Doug flip a coin. On one side it says callers, the other side says texters. Whatever that lands on, that's where the winner is drawn from, and that's who will be winning the big prize at the end of the show today.
Yeah. One note I will make is that we get a lot of texts.
A ton.
100 texts a show.
Yeah.
We only the ones that we read on the air are eligible for that. So, that being said, you have a much better shot at the prize if you're a caller. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you're probably one of a dozen. As a caller, and you're one of 100 on the texter. So
and callers are what makes Let's Talk Hookup so fun.
Yeah.
And so we encourage you to call, but if you don't like calling, you can text.
But the text is great too. Yeah,
Texts are great.
Everything about it it's cool. Yeah, it all adds to the show, and that's what it's certainly all about. And boy, speaking of giving away a prize, what a killer prize that is! And a huge thanks to Doug. Somebody is going to get to go on a $100 shopping spree at Fisherman's Landing Tackle Shop. So, yeah, you're getting $100, a gift card coming your way. And if I was you, I would use that sucker at the sale at the docks, because you're going to turn that $100 worth of stuff into about $200 worth of goodies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great prize. Again, if you want to get your shot, shoot us a text via the Let's Talk Hookup app, or give us a call, 213-432-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on that Let's Talk Hookup app, the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations, with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com, or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Art Taylor from Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I and the rest of Team Searcher would like to thank all of our loyal customers for their support. Searcher has air-conditioned cabins, great food, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and a fantastic crew. If you're looking for an affordable fishing adventure, a chance to catch a fish of a lifetime, our 2022 schedule is available now. Book your reservation online at searchersportfishing.com, or call Celia or Aaron at 619-226-2403.
This is Captain Dwayne Diego, Pinnacle Sport Fishing. Visual signs are one of our most important aspects to our charter fishing business. It's the reason myself and all of our crew all wear Costa sunglasses. With advanced polarization technology, Costa is designed to help cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color and comfort to help you see more fish. Costa was founded over 35 years ago by a group of fishermen wanting high-performance lenses for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your pursuit. Check them out at CostaSunglasses.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Here's the hot tip on the best fishing LA has to offer. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. They are home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnight on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Sea Angler. For your own private charter, we have the Outrider and Trueline available. There's always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or on the web at 22ndstreet.com.
Let's talk hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking the spring sale at Fisherman's Landing next weekend. Today's having fun. Already off to a great start, man.
So Doug just brought up Aftco, and I got to say, I mentioned this before, the new Reaper zip-up shell.
Yeah.
Love that
I
jacket.
know,
I
is
took it
nice.
down to Lake El Salto with me, and it was unbelievably super cold in the morning, like in the 50s, low 50s down there.
Well, and I'm a
so
big
on the
fan
run,
of the zip-up.
Yeah, and the zip-up.
You know.
But I'll tell you, that Reaper shell was the bomb down
Yep.
there. So it's my new favorite for the boat.
And you get I don't know what you call dexterity, I guess, like casting and moving. It's like stretchy, flexible, but not, but still like really good wind and water protection. Like, I love it. Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah. So is there going to be a sale on Aftco?
Well, there is, and that's why I brought it up. Aftco is just doing some amazing things. And we've got a bunch of their stuff. The Psycho fluorocarbon, that's also going to be buy two, get one free.
Holy mackerel.
If you haven't
That's
fished
great
that stuff, that is really nice fluoro. We've got sales on their knives, their bait nets, obviously their clothing, the shirts and the shorts. We also, anytime they have a closeout on anything, we buy it. And we have hundreds of kids and adult T-shirts, fishing shirts, normally like $25. They're going to be $9.95. So we've got a bunch of those.
Brand new $10 T-shirts.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, just buy 7 of them. You got one for every day of the week.
These are like $25 T-shirts.
Yeah, $27.95.
$27.95
for
$10.
$9.95. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's rad.
Whoa.
So we've got a bunch of that stuff, and then I'll see if I can pronounce this correctly. But any of you that have been paying attention, Aftco has brought Ikejime to the forefront, which is the next level of how to take care of your catch. This comes from the culinary industry and from Japan, and how they value every fish, and the culinary industry is trying to get to that level like they do with beef, where you have the prime and the various grades of beef that you can get. And this method, Robbie Gant has brought this to Aftco, and he is going to be down at the landing on Saturday giving demonstrations and explanations on how to do this. It's not a difficult process.
Wow.
You need a couple little things, and he'll show you how to use all that. But this would be like the golden opportunity to talk to the person that knows this better probably than anybody. And you just keep a couple little things. We already spike our fish in a lot of cases. Well, they have a different length and different gauges of wire, and he can show you how you go in through the tail section rather than through the top section of the head. And he can show you how to care for your catch to where any fish, down to your most minimal Boccaccio that you catch rock fishing, will taste unbelievable. And we don't get that many opportunities, and it used to be you just bring home however many fish you could bring home, and they turn to mush. Now we value our catch a little bit more. So that's going to be a really cool thing down at the sale at the docks, is to talk to Robbie and see how that process is done.
Yeah, and of course, Tim and Randy on the Royal Star have been doing that for years on the big tuna, and Rick and I have seen it. It's amazing what happens when that wire goes up that spine.
You watch the fish. You watch them from flipping and shaking, and then when that goes down and knocks out the sensory from the vertebrae, like that fish just instantly relaxes, and now that muscle's not tense and the lactic acid buildup instantly goes away, and just that fish just mellows out. And I watched the video that Robbie will be explaining, like, so the difficult part for we tried to do that on our boat, and as you know, Pete, the guys in the Royal Star, they're so good at it. Like, they spike their fish. Of course, their spike always lands in the perfect spot. I try to spike a 200-pounder. I'm jabbing the thing like some crazy guy, their spike always lands up in the right spot, and then they insert that wire in the same hole that they spiked from. It is not easy to do. It was very tough. The Aftco Ikejime system that they have, they go from the tail, so they basically cut at the tail, which the spine is right there, and then it's the exact same thing, but it goes from the back forward.
Yep.
And Robbie's going to show us how it's done. It's really cool. And like you said, that's the whole deal these days. Like, you don't bring, we don't bring 20 yellows back anymore. We bring one home for dinner, or a couple that we're going to process a few of. So, to take extra care on the handful of fish you're going to bring home, it's, it takes 5 minutes, so you're bringing a better product home. That's what it's all about.
Wow.
Not a better product, like ridiculously better. It's way better. I mean, he was doing things like mackerel and showing the difference, but it's like pristine grade food that doesn't taste fishy. I mean, it's amazing.
That's cool.
Wow. Well, hey, phones are packed. They want to talk to you, Doug, so let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's do that for sure. We're going to start it off this morning with Ron. He's calling us from Pasadena this morning. Ron, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Ron. How you doing?
Good morning. Looking for a heavier setup for my wife. She's relatively short and small hands, so looking probably at a Talica 20. Was wondering if you would recommend filling it with 80 or 100, 80 for more yardage or a little more evasion resistant, and then what rod you would match it up to, and would you cut the back? I mean, in the old days, well, even on some of her shorter or lighter stuff, I've cut the back end down. But on a rail rod, would you cut the back end down?
I don't really think you need to cut the back end down, because normally you would just kind of wrap your armpit around the rear grip of that rod, and it doesn't matter if 2 inches or 6 inches are sticking out the back. It's not going to get in the way of anything. So, where
a little harder to cast, though, right?
Yeah, with that type of an outfit, there's not going to be a ton of casting, and actually the longer the butt is, the further your cast is likely to go. So the only time where a shorter butt makes sense is if you're going to go into a harness and you want to pull that reel down to a comfortable position to, be able to turn the handle so that you're not stretched out way up the rod. And in this case, it's probably going to be a rail rod. And again, a lot of times for stand up and don't put your rod on the rail scenario, I would recommend a shorter rod overall. But the rail rod, you want a little bit of length so that when the fish's doing its circles, it doesn't have a chance of rubbing the line on the boat, and so that you've got a good little shock absorber sticking out there in the blade. When the tail beats are happening, that rod can absorb that rather than breaking line or straightening hooks or breaking hooks, that type of thing. So the only thing maybe you would consider is a slightly lighter rod in action than somebody that had a little more strength. But you don't want to go too light, because then you're fighting the rod getting bottomed out. But, in CalStar land, maybe you would go a 770 extra heavy instead of a double extra heavy, but I don't think you need to modify anything on the butt assembly. And I would probably put 100-pound on there, because 100-pound is still ridiculously thin. It's going to allow you to drop your, weighted bait or your flat fall or your rip roller or whatever you're going to drop down. If the line gets too thick, then the wind and the current will affect and put a belly in the line. But 100-pound is plenty thin enough, but you want that 100-pound because you're going to fight a 200-pound tuna.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Good question. Here's a nice text from Enrique in Fontana, and he wants to know the ideal early season nighttime flatfall setup. Good question.
Yeah, great question.
Well, we almost just talked about it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, the same thing, right?
Nighttime, daytime, it doesn't matter if you're over fish that are in that 100 to 300 pound range, and you're going to use a heavy outfit to drop down a flat fall, a knife jig, 250, 300 feet or even more. You need a minimum, I would say, of like 500 yards of spectra. That 100 pound, like we just talked about, is ideal. It's strong enough to fight a giant fish, but it's thin enough that it'll slice through the water and let your jigs get down quick and stay down longer. A 7 to 7.5 foot rail rod. We talked about the CalStar 770. Extra heavy or double extra heavy is right in that sweet spot. You could also go a United Composites. They make a nice line of rods as well, 7 to 7.5 foot. And, that I really struggle with their names because I'm just learning, but if you were to come into the shop, we could show you the differences on those as well, and you can compare.
Viper and Invictus.
Viper and Invictus are the two that we sell the most, for sure.
That's like that 80 to 100, maybe 130 pound size.
Yeah, and you kind of have to be careful of the ratings that the manufacturers give these rods. If you're not 100% sure, it's always best to stop in the tackle store and let us pull on the rod with you. And, sometimes they'll say it's a 50 to 200 pound rod. Well, no rod's 50 to 200. So you want to get that sweet spot. You need enough flex that it'll take some of the shock out of a line with no stretch so that you don't break knots, break hooks. But you need something that's very stout so that, you're lifting that fish. And when the boat comes up on the swell, the rod will bend a little bit, but it'll put maximum pressure on the fish. When it comes down off the swell, you take your 2 or 3 cranks that you can get, and so there is a sweet spot on those rail rods.
All right, very good. Hey, let's go ahead and jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it. We got John. John's calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, John.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Great show as usual. I wanted to ask Doug, have you gotten in more CalStar blanks also?
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of blanks. We have in the hundreds on order, but I don't blame them at all for wanting to use their blanks to build finished rods. They're trying to catch up from the supply chain issues that we've experienced this last year and a half, 2 years. So I'm being very patient and trying not to bother them on that. But I can tell you, when they start releasing blanks, we will be back to our status of the last 40 years, where we have a great selection of blanks. It just is going to require a little bit more time to work this supply chain issue out. And nobody knows for sure, but my suspicion is that by this time next year, at least the greater majority of that problem will be resolved. But again, for right now, we're still in it, and we're biding our time and being patient.
Nobody knows the inner workings like them, but it definitely feels like more and more rods are starting to trickle in every week. It would, like in the height of it being the most difficult, it would be like a couple of weeks between deliveries, and then as things started to get better, it was every week it was a delivery, but there was only a couple of rods, and now there's a few more, and now there's a few more. So it definitely feels like things are trending in the right direction of things getting caught back up.
Yep.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, we had a great text come through. This one says, "Good morning, guys. I have a question for Doug. I have a CalStar Graphiter 760M, and it's an all-roller guide version. Can I use this rod for fishing 80 and 100 pound as a bait rod or for my flat falls and knife jigs? Will the rollers mess up the braided line?" That's all from John in Corona.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to go out and buy yourself a flat fall rip roller style rod, that wouldn't be the one you would buy. But there have been a lot of big tuna caught on those because everybody has those from their trolling rod days or from their early long range days where we harnessed everything up. So yeah, that you can put 100-pound Spectra on whatever reel. Again, ideally, maybe that Talica 20 or equivalent style reel, 20 or a 25, either one, whatever you have. Something 2-speed lever drag with a good free spool. The one sort of disadvantage, the rod is going to bend quite a bit in the upper half of the blade. And so when you lay it on the rail, your tip is going to be fairly close to the hull of the boat. So you have to be a little bit more diligent when the fish is in its close to the boat circles, that you don't allow your line to rub on the bottom of the boat. And it might be a little bit.
Is that because it's a 6-foot rod? Is that?
It's a 6-foot rod, but it also bends more. Like a 7-foot rail rod kind of bends more parabolic.
Gotcha.
So let's say the tip is 5 feet away from the hull when it starts, and it bends. Now it's 4 feet away. Well, with the rod he's describing, which is a 6-foot rod, it starts maybe 3.5 feet from the hull, and now the line's going to be 1.5 feet from the hull because of the way that the rod bends. So it's just going to take a little bit more, care in not letting that line rub the bottom of the boat.
A traditional rail, or a newer school rail rod, even when it's loaded up, obviously there's still bend in the rod. That helps keep the hook in them and everything, but a big portion of the rod still stays relatively straight. So, from the handle going forward, there's more of the rod that stays straight, that stiffer backbone, so that it's pushing everything farther away and then it's providing more lift. With the rod that's in a belt and a harness, they're just a little more bendy. That power is closer to you because you're hanging on to it. It's a lot easier to hang on to that when it's closer to you rather than being extended farther, farther away from you.
Yeah. So, but the roller guides are not an issue, because I remember Aftco having the roller guides showing that it doesn't wear out the line as fast. Now, is that different with Spectra than it is with mono?
Yeah, it really is. They took that display down from the trade shows because it really, once you put Spectra on there, the line did not wear out as quickly at all.
Okay.
But
so the line wear on a roller guide and a high quality ring guide would be about the same.
It's probably about the same.
Okay.
It's not going to be an issue.
So it's not going to be a negative to have.
And the other reason that we went to
Yeah.
ring guides was because we were tying these big fat, Albright special connections.
Yeah, right.
And now a lot of the connections are, sort of knotless, and they're smaller diameters, so they go through a ring guide and a roller guide about equally well.
Okay, very good.
And I know that Aftco, I believe, even changed their tolerances some years ago, right, on the roller, just for that reason, for skinnier Spectra lines. I mean, this was done quite a while ago when Spectra was first coming in, so the tolerances are super tight between the roller and the roller frame, so you really don't need to worry about the line jumping in between the frame.
Jump in between the line and the roller and snap off your 200-pounder. That wasn't too good.
No.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Doesn't happen.
But that's over. No,
Yeah.
Aftco Roller Guide's a great guide. It just sort of evolved from this style of fishing into the ring guide because of the size of the connections we were using.
It went from a roller guide was necessity for big fish fishing to now it's just another different good option. Do you need it? No. Is it a bad thing? Definitely not either. It's just yet another
like
option.
those Bigfoot guides.
Sure.
Ideal, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tons of room.
That's why they designed them. Yeah.
You got it. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including checking in with our catch report. We're going to find out what's biting, and a lot more of your phone calls, and I bet we can sneak some more deals out of Doug, too. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Are you passionate about fishing and the great outdoors, but not quite sure where to go? Look no further than Queen Charlotte Safaris in pristine British Columbia, Canada. Hello, this is Valerie Hoprich. There's so many reasons to join us on your next fishing adventure. A few of the highlights are fishing in protected, calm waters. Very important. Quality Chinook salmon run all season long, no downtime. This is migrating salmon going through our fishing grounds. After you've caught your salmon, we're going to go out for the great Pacific halibut, lingcod, rockfish, and Dungeness crab. Our beautiful lodge overlooks Shingle Bay and Sandspit, and it's so easy to get to. Fly from almost any airport into Vancouver and then on to Sandspit. Our trips are 5 days, 4 nights. Custom fish processing, your fishing license, your gear, all included. Just bring that fishing arm and that smile. Let our chef pamper you with amazing meals while our staff gives you wonderful hospitality, all included in your Queen Charlotte Safaris package. We are booking for 2022 now, and the trips are filling up quickly. So give me a call on our toll-free number, 1-877-815-2892, or go to our website, qcsafaris.com.
Hey, it's time to talk about great stuff from Shimano. And while we're talking about Shimano, let's talk about the big sale at the docks at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. And what's on sale for Shimano?
Well, we've had a lot of flat fall jigs come in. Obviously, that's an A-plus jig for bluefin. We're doing those at buy two, get one free. We're custom rigging everything for giant bluefin.
Wow.
We have been getting reels in like crazy, and we've got in-store
So you have
specials.
Talicas, you have Trinidads.
Trinidads, Tranks
Toriums,
500s.
Tranks 500s?
All the cool stuff we have been getting a lot of in. And
all on sale.
And everything is going to be in-store specials, plus you get free Spectra. So you put Power Pro line 1 yard for every $1 you spend on that reel. We've got tackle bags and boxes that have come in. Those are all on special. Everything Shimano. We already know that Shimano makes the highest quality stuff for their rods and reels.
They have a lot of those new tackle bags that are really cool.
Yeah,
They are
Those
very
are on sale,
cool.
too?
Those are on sale. All the rods.
Wow.
Rods are 15% off across the board. So You can do the math there.
So if you want Shimano, head over to the big sale at Fisherman's Landing Tackle next Saturday and Sunday. Check it out at Fisherman's Landing.
Yeah.
It's time once again for the spectacular Fred Hall Show, March 2nd through 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center. The world-class international fishing, hunting, and travel show. 5 full days of family fun. Enjoy the ultimate air dogs, duck races, live music, and more. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. Celebrate the joy of fishing, hunting, boating, and outdoor recreation at the nation's #1 show. The Fred Hall Show, March 2nd through 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Get all the details at fredhall.com.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flatfall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flatfall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Lots of fishing going on, lots of fun. And as promised, we're going to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Report. Today, that Catch Report sponsored by Gamakatsu. They are at the PCS show today. We talked to Ted last week about all those amazing deals on Gamakatsu hooks, as well as the special gifts and giveaways. Stock up on your favorite Gamakatsu hooks at participating retailers at the show. Then go to the Gamakatsu booth and get your free gifts. It's only going on today at the PCS show at the OC Fairgrounds. A great opportunity to score some deals on some Gamakatsu. Hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's biting. Talk to Captain Brian Woolley at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Good morning, Woolley.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, that show 10 to 5 in the Dana Wharf booth straight across from the Gamakatsu booth. So, yeah, come by and see the guys that are up there.
Are you going to be there?
I was there on Friday. I'm not going to be there today.
Heard
Not
it's been
today.
a great show.
It's been great. Yeah, man, it was hopping on Friday. You know, sometimes Friday's a tough day with work and whatnot. That place was packed on Friday, and I heard it was bananas yesterday. So
that's great.
That's cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So for us this week, you know, just a standard February week. Of course, our 3/4 day trips right now. We're still working our way down to that San Onofre Box Canyon zone, fishing for sculpin. It's been, you know, if you work at it, you can get your 5 fish pretty easily. That's been pretty normal for the guys that, you know, bring their own tackle, have the good setups with, you know, a good 300 size reel with some braid. The dropper loop lures are still the best setups for catching these sculpin. You know, mix of colors from like a red scampi to a white swim bait. All that stuff's been working pretty good. We have been working in a little bit of bass fishing into these trips. You know, some action along the kelp and over the hard bottom down in that Camp Pendleton area as well. The water's still kind of cold, though, you know, 59 degrees, so that stuff still has a little bit of time on it before it really starts to get productive. Half-day fishing right now, still fishing local for bass as well, some nice sand bass in some areas. Some of the deeper spots out in 15, 20 fathoms on the sinker setups. In the shallows, a little bit of calico bass action as well this week. On the sliding egg sinkers, that fish is still kind of suspended in down closer to the bottom than the surface, so there hasn't been much action in the kelp for those guys. And more catch and release on some nice sheephead and some stuff like that that's still closed until the 1st. The Fury guys, let me tell you, they're chomping at the bit to get their season rolling too. Their overnight trips, they'll be fishing San Clemente Island. Their trips are all online and ready to go for the month of March, and the spots are filling up pretty quick. So early reservations for sure are going to be the way to go on that, as we've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of interest. Guys are eager and ready to get back into some good island fishing. Can't blame them. Sounds like things should be pretty good. So also just a reminder for your listeners, guys, use the discount code FEB25. That's FEB25. You'll save 25% on a weekday 3/4 day trip through the end of this month of February to come out and fish with us. So
dude,
book online, just enter that discount code, and that'll knock that 25% off. So
what is it again?
It's FEB25. FEB, like February, right? FEB 25.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's so rad.
So you just go click on that Dana Wharf Sport Fishing banner on the front page of letstalkhookup.com and FEB25 when you book your ticket, and you get 25% off. How about that?
Cool.
Yep,
Huh?
it's for weekdays during the week. It's not going to work on the weekends, but
Okay.
it's weekday, 3/4 day. So it looks like we're going to have a short week this week. Some weather coming in,
Yeah.
but save
Clean
your
it up
time
by
off
Thursday, so Thursday, Friday look okay, huh?
It'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work. We'll get some days in for sure this week. So guys, want to give us a check? You, like Pete said, you can link us there through the website, Let's Talk Hookup, or you can check us out at DanaWharf.com.
Right on. Great job, Wooly. As always, appreciate the phone call. We will look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you. Have a good week.
Appreciate that very much,
All
Willie.
right. Have a great text here while we're waiting for Gundy Gunderson. Tony from Costa Mesa has a CalStar rod with some damage to the eyes. And he wants to know if you guys also do rod repair at Fisherman's Landing.
Yep, we definitely do rod repair. Damaged guides is a fairly easy fix. Once the blank is damaged, then you have issues. But basically, you're probably just going to replace those guides, and it's not that expensive, and it's a pretty routine fix, and we can do a good job for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Bart Hall's on the line. Good morning, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Good morning.
Bart, you there? Pick me up.
Yeah, I got you. Well, Jenny and I had an interesting day yesterday. We went over to the PCS show, and we worked the CCA Cal booth, and it turns out I'm pretty good at selling stuff.
No
Good.
We got some new members. We got to meet some new folks. We got to say hi to some old friends. We got to visit with Dave Hansen over there and have a great old time, and we enjoyed ourselves.
Fun. Yeah, I heard that show was rocking.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was very nice to see fishermen enjoying themselves and celebrating the passion, as Mike Lum would say. But I'm really excited about the sale at the docks because, I like you have always been involved in a consumer show in March, and since I'm not this year and you're not, I'm going to take my last great opportunity to come and get some stuff that I need.
Nice.
Because I just moved, and in the move, I lost a tackle box.
Oh, no.
Yes, it was my flat fall tackle box.
Oh.
So I am going to be a customer, and then at the last sale you had, I stocked up on all my Shimano holes, and I stocked up, and I've had Daiwa stuff since they've been a sponsor for years, but I got something, I want to look at an Accurate and an Akuma for my grandson, whose birthday is always during our shows, but since I don't have one this year, that's going to be fantastic.
Okay, well, that sounds
I'm so glad you're having it.
Yeah, we're happy too. I just didn't feel like we could go through the spring and not connect with all of our customers and offer something, but it's just not in the cards. We have basically a 12-month fishing season now, and to try and do the whole thing like we've done in the past just wasn't in the cards. So we're going to do it this way. And last year we did the same thing, and we had a huge turnout. It's not a show so much as it is a sale. It's in store, and we will have on Saturday Steve Carson and Robbie Gant there. Robbie's just going to do demonstrations on the Ikejime, and Steve's going to talk about the 5 outfits you need in Southern California to catch bluefin. So. But basically, just if people just want to come by and say hi, and stock up on their hooks and fluorocarbon jigs, and it's going to be a great weekend.
I'll let out a little tip too about the Steve Carson seminar. It's a great seminar. He's an excellent speaker. I don't know that there's anybody that's more informed on just our world and that type of fishing than Steve Carson, but he also very often doles out some treats and some goodies and even some free trips from time to time during his seminar. So not only are you going to score some really good info from Steve, but you might also score something even better. So
there you
just
go.
throwing
Okay,
that
nice little tip there.
Not making a guarantee, but if I was a man, I would make sure that I was sitting in one of those seats and paying close attention to Steve Carson's seminar.
I'm going to be at Carson's seminar, and since I'm just a customer, maybe I'm eligible this year.
You are most certainly
you're eligible.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bart, great to hear from you, Bart. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate it very much.
Sale at the docks.
See you, buddy.
All right, we'll see you there.
Thanks, Bart.
So the other thing that was rocking yesterday at the PCS show was the Rollo booth.
I heard.
Thank you to all the people that went up and spun the wheel and did all the good things that help take kids fishing. Thank you very much for that. Both Doug and I are on the board of directors and big supporters. So now I understand there's going to be some benefit for Rollo at the sale too.
Well, we have it's just everybody that knows us knows how we operate, and we are going to have a raffle. We've, asked our industry, and our industry is the greatest industry. They support us. They support Rollo. So we're going to have some raffles throughout the day, both days, Saturday and Sunday, and then that'll go to
you
benefit.
buy a raffle ticket.
Yeah.
And part of the proceeds go to benefit Rollo.
Exactly.
Wow.
And, again, we're going to have rods and reels and clothing and jigs and line and just all the stuff. And right while we're sitting here, we get a text from Point Loma Seafoods. Hey, sign us up. We're going to donate some gift cards for Point Loma Seafoods.
Thanks, John. Two $50s?
Two $50 gift certificates to Point Loma Seafoods.
That's
just
so
and John always,
he always steps
he's
up.
part of, that's like the thing. It's right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. You always talk about. He is part of the family.
So we appreciate that, John.
For sure.
So it's that's just another fun element that we always do, and we're going to do it again.
All right.
Yeah, some goodies for sure. Well, hey, let's continue on with our Kitch Report and find out what's biting in the surf. Gundy Gunderson, the surf guru, is on the line. What's up, Gundy?
What's up, gents? How's it going today?
We're doing
What's
great,
happening?
bro. Talking sales, talking fishing. It's all good.
Well, let's take that equipment and put it to good use, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We had diminishing tides, a little breezy conditions, but still some nice catches, some notable catches. Steady barred perch action on the northern beaches, still a good reef bite along Malibu, and then to the south, slower, but still good halibut fishing, in the bays, in the lagoons, and then there was a little morning bite kind of developed on the open beaches. So we'll start up north. Hookline Sinker reported good barred perch action on the western beaches, Gaviota, El Capitan, classic beaches this time of year. They haven't seen any spawners yet, but it is early. Most anglers report a limit there, and some of the better fish, 2 pounds, 2 ounce, real nice fish. So maybe some of those hens are starting to mount up before the spawn. Goleta de Mesa was a good stretch for those guys for halibut. I think 30 inches was the top fish up there. Wiley's reported good action on the shallow reefs this week. And this has been going on for a few weeks. Very good calico bass bite. The fish are glued to the bottom, but they're taking shrimp, squid. One of the regulars up there had a 16-inch fish taken on mussel, and also some white sea bass. And this is typical of late winter, early spring. We start seeing some smaller white sea bass moving in on the beach, some short fish. But one angler did take a 32-inch fish on a flash minnow up there off Paradise Cove. And one of the perch guys went up north there fishing sycamore and had a 2-pound, 6-ounce barred perch. So that's another nice catch. So, not wide open fish, but you pick your spots. The other good stretch was down San Diego beaches. We've been talking about this halibut bite for a while, lagoons and harbors. The finesse baits seem to be working this week, fluke baits and soft stick bait type things, dart head or drop shot. And Ponto, one of the shop regulars up there, Pacific Coast, had a couple legal fish on the flash minnow on an early morning tide off Ponto, so that's nice to see some fish showing in the surf. And then an 8 and a 12-pound striped bass taken off the military jetty there at Camp Pendleton, one of the Marines who goes into that Oceanside shop. But those are 2 nice fish, and not wide open fishing, but boy, some catches being made.
We'll certainly take it, Gundy. I mean, like you say, with conditions the way they are, there's certainly plenty of big fish to be had. So it sounds like plenty of good fishing and very worthy, especially when we have these nice stretches of weather.
Absolutely, that's it, guys. It's like someone said earlier, it's almost an all-year fishery now.
Gotta love it.
That's been the big thing around the landing is like we're used to having the downtime, and like the downtime just kind of went away. Like most of our boats are in for maintenance right now because in the old days you just had to have your boat ready by June. Well, now everybody wants to have their boats ready by March and April. Like they basically had to force themselves to quit fishing and just haul butt on getting their boat work done so they can turn around and be ready to start going again. We'll take 12 months for sure.
Yeah. You see that in the long rangers. Their maintenance is stepped in different times of the winter. It's interesting.
No doubt. Gundy, great.
All right, gentlemen.
Buddy. Talk to you next week.
My pleasure. Have a good week.
Thanks, Gundy. All right, that's going to wrap up our Catch Report today. Hey, I want to remind you the brand new 2022 CCA Sport Fishing Calendar is now available for purchase at the landings, tackle stores, and at surffishtackle.com. They have the tides, the moons, important dates, plus a really cool tribute to Jack Nielsen. And when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day trips on the Daily Double and full-day trips on the Mission Bell every day. Perfect for novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips on the American Angler, Vagabond, Intrepid, Independence, Loan, T-Bird, Game Changer, and more. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com where you can purchase tickets online. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered. The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Bizzano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independence Sports Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check IndependenceSportFishing.com.
The President's Day Sell-a-thon is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. New inventory is arriving daily, and they have great deals across the Ford lineup. Plus, save big when you custom order some of the most popular Ford vehicles. That's right, deals on custom orders, so you can get exactly what you want from your new Ford. Need a legendary Ford F-150? They'll help you build and order the exact truck of your dreams. Ford Ranger? Get it built for you, by you, or order the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. But President's Day Sell-a-thon won't last long. Check out these deals today. We want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see these President's Day deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver for year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Hey anglers, Aftco Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance, staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with Aftco clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out Aftco's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at Aftco.com.